John let it slip. He's got some concern. Your confidence is shaken in the Tigers' ability to win the World Series. As they sit today, you put the focus on getting this bullpen back into short order so they can do all the stuff they like to do, play the matchups and do the opener games, and certainly it's a big part of playoff baseball. Let's get to Nolan in Rochester. Nolan, good morning.
Morning, guys. Thanks for taking the call. I'm with you, John. I think I am concerned right now, but I'm confident that my level of concern will ease up, before or after the trade deadline, because I'm confident that Scott Harris is going to go out and add bullpen arms. And I want to argue the point that obviously it's imperative that they add bullpen arm or arms, and I think he'll do that. But I'd also argue that it's very a high need that we need a quality starting pitcher, because as you've seen this year and last year, it's been so inconsistent, whether you have 4 healthy starters in your rotation or 5. I think if they add another arm, it makes them even stronger, but not just someone who's going to go out and throw 5. I think you need to make a big splash and get a quality starting pitcher. Obviously, Sale's not on the market, but someone else out there. I think I'm more confident that he'll add some arms other than a right-handed bat. But I think, like you said, once they get to the World Series, I'm just not confident right now that they have the pieces to do so.
Yeah, I'm with you. In regards to getting there, I think they've got enough. But in regards to winning it all, which is the ultimate goal, this team, as constructed right now, has deficiencies. As does everybody around Major League Baseball.
First round of the playoffs is a 3-game series. Currently, the Tigers won't even play in that series, which is great. Can't lose the first round if you don't play the first round.
Right.
Problem is, we saw what happens with the Lions. It's a different ball game. Just because you get a first-round bye doesn't mean anything's promised. Last year's Tigers lost in the ALDS in 5 games. Get the 7-game series, and it gets even dicier. The need for pitching is real.
So they've given up in the last 9 games, 62 runs. Take out the Scooble start, and it's 60 runs in 8 games. That's crazy.
Wow.
So John's onto something here. And I know they picked up this trait in earlier June as well. They're 11-9 in June, by the way, and they were 18-9 and 19-9 the previous 2 months. So look, we're a little spoiled here.
Yeah.
Despite the flaws, they're still winning.
Even bad Tiger baseball is winning baseball.
Right. You got Carpenter and Torkelson who are slumping right now. We'll see how bad that is, but it's starting to get a little alarming. But no, the clear need is the pitching, because that's still what's going to win for them in the end. That was always their strongest thing, right? But you've got questions in the rotation. I mean, how do you get a bullpen arm this time of year? Who's that guy that's available that you're going to go get when there's still so many teams in contention?
Hey, call up Colorado. Who's your best reliever? Done. You're not winning anything.
Right. I mean, so if you're looking at Colorado, Jake Bird, it's a good example. A guy that could come in and give you, he's having a really good season.
There's no way he's bolted down. I mean, my point is, even bad teams have coupled relievers. So just go through the worst teams in the standings. It's an easy exercise. And just look who their 2 or 3 best relievers are. And if they don't have any control, you can get them even cheaper. If they're true rentals, great. You're not giving up anything significant from your farm system.
Yeah, so the thing is, they're going to want more now than maybe later when you get to a deadline with a team like that. So the Tigers call and they say, Rocky starts shopping them around a little bit, see if they can get more. I mean, how far are you willing to go to get a guy like that, prospect-wise?
I think the key here is, John's laid it out, and I think you're right there with him, Tom. They're not in danger of losing this division. So if they wait 2 more weeks, then we want them to wait because we want to have the pitcher now and feel good now. If they wait 2 more weeks, they're not losing the division, and all that matters is getting that guy for the postseason.
Well, and more guys might become better options. Roldis Chapman, if they decide to sell in Boston, he might be a guy. I mean, he's now kind of moving into that multi-inning sort of issue or era of his career where he could be a guy that could come in and give you 2.5 innings.
No, I mean, look, that would be great. He's a huge name. He's gonna command a lot.
He could.
He'll get more probably just because of who he is, like name-wise.
Oh, yeah. Well, and results. I mean, he's pitched incredibly well this season for Boston. Yeah. I mean, Tom, you've been the guy that has really brought up the number 2 starter question. Flaherty, another rough outing, back-to-back rough outings. Mize, the numbers don't show it. He's got a sub-3 ERA, but he's flirted with some problems post-injury, coming back from that injury. They don't really have a number 2 starter right now. Reese Olson's going to have at least one more minor league start. They don't have a number 2 starter right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue they have 3 threes.
Yeah. And can one pitch up as a 2 or give you 5 good innings in the playoffs before you turn it over to your super pen? I mean, that was how they were built a year ago.
If they have the 3 threes, I think the bullpen arm is the number 1 priority for sure then.
Well, I think the bullpen arm gets you to last year, right? How do you get better than last year?
Mm-hmm.
You got to deliver at the plate. I mean, both are needs. I just think the first thing is, hey, lock down your foundation, get back to who you are, and then, you still got to add a bat at some point. It's a crazy conversation to have. Like, we have one of the best teams in baseball, and yet they have clear, glaring needs that they need to address if they're going to win a World Series. And it's okay to acknowledge both, to enjoy the baseball season that is, to acknowledge they win more series than they lose, and to point out that if they want to win the World Series, the most important series, they don't have enough firepower yet.
Right. And, I mean, you look across Major League Baseball, and the reason that everybody buys at the deadline is because at that point, they've all realized what their deficiencies are. Yeah. And the Dodgers are going to be selling a lot to try and get better starting pitching. The Yankees are kind of interesting because they've got a lineup and a pretty loaded lineup, yet they've gone 3 games in the past 10 where they couldn't score a run. So this is the middle of the season. Teams are going to have slumps. They're going to have downturns. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be contenders for the World Series, but what are they going to do to solidify their lineups? Whether it's at the plate or coming out of the pen, starting pitching, everyone needs something. We're just identifying what we think the Tigers team needs to be able to be that World Series contender.
And don't we have enough sample size now too that when they the pitchers go against the better lineups in this league, it seems like other than that stretch with the Padres and Yankees in April that they do get exposed a little. I mean,
it's also kind of an obvious, good hitters hit pitching.
Right. But you're getting the starting pitchers out and you're getting to a bullpen that's just mediocre.
Yeah. 248-539-9797. Tigers took 1 over the weekend. We're not used to coming in on a Monday talking about losing a series, but this is back-to-back Mondays. We've come in from a weekend talking about losing a series.
Yeah. And what do we have? We've got a day off and then
homestand.
A Scooble start.
A Scooble start to settle things down.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was helpful too. Stop the skid.
Yeah.
Now, Scooble, you start a new one. New routine here. New run. What they got, A's and Twins.
Yeah.
And I think, and I should have double-checked this, whatever, I'll just say it. I think Scooble's throwing Sunday Night Baseball.
I could tell you right here.
If it stays on track, he would throw Sunday Night Baseball.
Sunday Night Baseball.
How fun is that?
Oh, especially against a division rival.
Division foe, Comerica Park. Sunday Night Baseball, it's been forever. I mean, last year was the Little League World Series, if that counts.
It counts.
But, yeah, we don't really get Sunday Night Baseball. I mean, Comerica Park, I'm sure we'll get the stat between now and then. The last time Comerica Park hosted Sunday Night Baseball, it's been a while. And to have Scooble on the mound for it, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, 248-539-9797. What do we got here? It says, Ticket Texters, I hope you guys enjoyed the season. They've showed their true colors. They're not going to do anything of substance in the postseason, even if they make it. Texters, I'm with you, John. As constructed, I don't think they win anything.
But that's why they have the ability to add. And Scott Harris came on this show and said, we are prepared to add to this team. I do believe that they will. It's just we have no idea what route they're going to go. Are they going to go with the bat? Because, as he said, we want to make our team really hard to pitch against. Or are they going to add somebody in the bullpen? Are they going to add a starter? I think the starter for me is probably third on the list. I'd like to see two arms added in the bullpen.
Texture says Mize is pitching like a number 2. If you put his numbers under Flaherty's name, you'd be talking about how amazing of a pickup it was bringing him back.
It's about consistency with Casey Mize.
You also got to watch some of these starts. Like yesterday was fine, right? Yesterday's fine. He went 5 innings left because of some cramps in the heat, and they're extra cautious. But he's had some games where if you look at his box score, he gave up 2 runs. But like we've watched those games and go, boy, there's a lot of traffic.
Oh, what was it with the I think it was it the White Sox? I can't remember which team he was playing, but it was a first inning, bases loaded, and he gets out of it. Second inning, bases loaded, and he gets out of it with no runs. Like, you're flirting with fire.
And you deserve credit for dealing with the adversity, but you can't be putting yourself in those positions because baseball's a game where you're going to get burned. Yeah, I think he has the potential to be a number 2. I'm big on the revamped Casey Mize with the slurve and the harder splitter and the velo. He's 2 years removed from Tommy John. I am a believer in his upside, but we got to be careful about. I mean, his ERA is, I think, 2.8. His FIP is almost a run higher. So there's a reason for that, guys.
I agree with you that there's a world where that's who he is, and he is the 2. I'm going to treat it like Torque a little bit. I need to see more. Because Torque's coming down to earth, too. Okay? And he was the guy that, hey, everybody kind of wrote off just sort of like Mize. We had a topic earlier this year where it was Torque, Mize, and Baez, buy, sell, and hold. I mean, look at Torkelson since then. Mm-hmm. I mean, his OPS has dropped under 800.
Yep. I think does he have 1 home run in June?
Yeah.
2 maybe?
Yeah. And what about this Keith experiment at third? Looked good the first couple games. Yesterday he bobbled a ball he should have had, and he also was fielding when they were trying to get the ball in, let one get behind him. I think Saturday night.
It's going to be a work in progress with him. They are using it as a chance to get his bat in the lineup. AJ's been batting him leadoff.
Right.
Texter says there's no reason to freak out. Tigers went through a stretch where they played 4 games in 48 hours with a flight sandwiched in. It's a grind. They're humans. They'll be fine.
That's part of the equation. Is the way that Pittsburgh series ended with the rain delays, with the doubleheader. They get into Tampa at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they've got to start off the series with them. No surprise. I wasn't shocked that they lost that first game. The second one I was a little bit more concerned about.
And this bullpen thing is not a 4-game sample size, guys.
Right.
The bullpen thing is a multiple months thing, and you're looking around looking for guys you can count on. It's just not as many guys as last year. It's 97-1.